if you can believe it or not. For anyone who's watching live, if you can let me know that you can hear me, comment. You know, when you're live, anything can happen at any time. And tech is not my favorite, as I clearly said in my Instagram post earlier today and my e-newsletter that went out earlier. But this is the world we live in, so it's a technical world now, you know, and we're to be online with each other. We have to be a little bit tech savvy. So yes, in my business, I am the accountant, I'm the marketing person, and I'm the tech person too, as far and the talent, I suppose, as well. So if you're watching live, if you can please let me know that you can hear me. My mic is still not working for whatever reason. I rebooted it, I reinstalled the software, and I thought it was working, but it doesn't seem to be. We can hear you. Oh, yay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is a 30-minute, approximately, you know, as I said, we're live, so it could be a little bit more, probably not less, but maybe a little bit more. And 30-minute live yoga for runners. You know, runners are among my favorite people on the planet. That and, of course, dog lovers. And if you're a runner and a dog lover, even better, or an animal lover in general. And we're working on hips, hamstrings, hip flexors, quads, calves, of course. And yay, Gabby, thank you. The mic still isn't working, but we're just going off the audio for my phone. So last night I had my mic plugged in, but the mic wasn't working, so that's why it interfered with the audio from my phone. So you can go ahead and get on your mat. As always, you guys, honor, protect, and listen to your body. This is a chill power 30-minute yoga for runners sequence. That means, you know, I know a lot of you are all about the willpower. You're all about working hard and challenging yourself and getting out of your comfort zone. Equally important to that is the chill power factor, as you often hear me talk about. It's the self-care, it's the flexibility, it's the recovery, and you know, hi Bill, I'm so glad you're here. I hope Carrie's here too. You know, it's really taking the time to recharge your battery. So that's what we're here to do tonight. So you can go ahead and get on your mat, yoga mat. I'm going to tilt this. Actually, I'm going to bring it down like this. Since my mic isn't working, I'm going to bring it down just a little bit lower so that hopefully you guys can hear me a little bit. Hello, Luna. So this is Luna, my middle child. Bruno, my baby, believe it or not, the big boy, forever foster. He loves a yoga mat. So if you have old yoga mats, by the way, the rescues, nice downward dog, sweetie. The rescues love yoga mat donations too, because the dogs really, it's great for their joints and they can put them on their crates and that sort of thing. So yeah, old yoga mats are great at shelters. Okay, you guys, come here, hop up. Come. Oh. Good. Okay. So we're going to start in child's pose tonight. So go ahead, sit your hips back to your heels. And those of you who were here last night and you couldn't hear me, thank you for coming back and trying again. If first you don't succeed, we try again, right? That's the warrior spirit. So sitting in child's pose, you can have your knees a little wider than your hips if you like. Forehead can rest down. And a couple nice deep breaths in and out through your nose. So if you breathe in and out through your nose, it sends a calming message through to your central nervous system. It allows your mind to connect to your body. And it also just brings you to that place of transition. So from your work day, from whatever it was that you were doing earlier to the here and now, the present moment. So take one more very deep breath in and out through your nose. And as you exhale, if you can just sink a little bit deeper into your child's pose. On your next inhale, you're going to shift forward. Make sure your fingertips are spread out really wide. You can curl your toes under and lift your hips up to the sky. We're going to come into our first downward dog right away. So in your downward dog, if your calves and your hamstrings are feeling a little tight, you can bend your knees, and that allows you to lengthen your tailbone up to the sky a little bit more. And then I always like to pedal out the heels because that gets a little bit of a deeper calf stretch. So go ahead and pedal right and left. Continue to spread the fingertips out wide as you bend the right knee and then bend the left knee, and just continue to pedal right and left so that you can get a great stretch through your calf, Achilles, soleus. Deep breaths in and out through the nose, again, sends that calming message through to your central nervous system. Slow motion, you guys. So take your time, really allow yourself, give yourself permission to slow down. So on your next inhale, we're going to go ahead and shift the weight forward. We're coming into plank pose, and we're just checking in with the alignment. So imagine you were standing up here. So from the crown of the head to the shoulders, to the hips, to the heels, we have one straight line of energy. The core is, of course, strong. The belly's in and up. The thighs are squeezing too. So a little bit of strength here. You can certainly modify by bending your knees to the mat if you like to. Otherwise, straight legs is great. Take one more very deep breath. And then go ahead and shift to your toes. Bend your elbows, lower all the way down to your mat. We're going to point the toes, come to a little baby cobra. So you can keep it a little bit lower if your back's feeling tight. Otherwise, feel free to come up a little bit more. Make sure those shoulders are down from the ears and the elbows are hugging into the spine. You can point and lengthen through the toes. Take one more very deep breath. And then exhale, go ahead and release down. Press through your palms, and we're coming back to child's pose. So we're just going to take a little time to do 2 more rounds of those warm-ups just to open up the spine. So settle back to child's pose. Take that nice deep breath in and out through the nose. Shift into your hands, curl your toes, come into downward facing dog, lift the tailbone up to the sky, and bend and pedal. So if you are outside, that's great because you get the extra healing quality of the environment, from nature, from the fresh air. Always really great opportunity to practice outside if you can. One more pedal right and left, and really try to work your heels down to the mat the best you can. If your calves are really tight, the heels might not ever touch the mat, and that's okay too. Just do the best you can. Again, you're honoring, protecting, and listening to your body. We are all different, and there's no competition in yoga. Inhale, draw forward to plank, and just check your alignment again. So notice that you have a straight line from the shoulder to the elbow to the wrist, a straight line from the crown of the head, the ears, the shoulders, the hips, and the heels. So you can modify if you want to. Remember, you can bend your knees to the mat, all good. Shift to the toes, bend the elbows. The elbows slide by the ribcage as you lower down with control. Point the toes, inhale, little cobra. I feel a wet nose on my foot back there. There's always a wet nose on me somewhere. Take a deep breath in, and the black yoga pants are typically covered with dog hair too, but that's okay with me, it's worth it. Open up the chest, slide down with the shoulders, release down, and push into child's pose. So hopefully your spine is feeling a little bit warmer. We're going to go ahead and come into a halfway lift next. So come into your downward facing dog one more time. And then just walk your feet forward towards your hands. You can take 2 big steps if you want to, or just inchworm the feet forward. You're going to slide your hands to your shins, lift open with the chest, and pull the shoulder blades back from the ears. So this is your halfway lift. Some of you may be able to touch down to the floor with your fingertips. Most of you probably just want to have your hands on your shins. It's all good. The belly is pulling in, the tailbone is reaching back, the chest is opening, the shoulder blades are pulling onto your back. Exhale into a forward fold, and then take a big lunge back with your right foot. So just check that your left knee is right out over your left ankle. Your hips are dropping really low, your chest is reaching up high. Take a big breath in through your nose, and we're just going to lift and lower the hips up and down. So be mindful, by the way, of your fingertips. So really plug those fingertips into the mat so you feel really strong through the fingertips. You're inhaling as you lift, you're exhaling as you lower. The dogs are a little bit more energetic today than they were yesterday, because yesterday a few of them had doggy school, a socialization, good energy for dogs class, and it tired them out a little bit, which is a good thing. Today they had a little less exercise, they're a little bit more energetic. One more time, lift and lower, and then go ahead and release the right knee down to the mat. We're going to point the right toe down, and we're going to release the tailbone back towards the right foot. This is one of my favorite stretches. This is your runner's lunge. Always, always just honoring where you are. So if you need to have a bend in the knee, if you've been running a lot and the knee wants to stay bent, fantastic, great. If you can straighten the leg more, do that. But it's not a competition. There's no pushing, there's no shoving. In fact, the more that you force into a stretch, the tighter you get. So be where you are and be good with that. If you want to bring your nose a little closer to your knee, go ahead and do that. Soften the elbows, take deep breaths in and out through the nose, send that message of calm energy through the mind to the body. One more breath. And then go ahead and shift your weight forward, curl your right toes under, squeeze your right knee straight, and walk around to the front edge of the mat. So turn those toes slightly in. So your big toes are slightly in, your heels are a little further away, your hands are right underneath your shoulders, and the crown of your head is going to release down to the mat. You can shake out your head a little bit. So just shake your head yes and shake your head no, and let go of all that tension through your neck. You're still breathing in and out through the nose, mindfully being present in the moment and sending that message of calm energy to your central nervous system. Take one more very deep breath. And go ahead and lift halfway up. Again, shoulders pull back, chest lifts. We're going to walk around to your other foot. So you're going to pivot the other way. The back heel pivots up. Your hands are on either side of your front foot. And we're going to lift and lower. So inhale as you lift, exhale as you lower. Breathing in as you lift your hips up. Breathing out as you lower the hips down. The fingertips are strong, plugging into your mat. The chest is open. The shoulders are pulling back. And each time you lift, you're going to breathe in. And each time you lower, you're going to breathe out. Do that one more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Go ahead and release that back knee down to the mat. Point your back foot. And then draw your tailbone backwards towards your heel. Very simple stretches tonight. Nothing fancy. Nothing too adventurous. The point is you showed up. You're here. You're taking this time to really, hopefully recharge your batteries and stretch your body. So I always say flexibility is so much more than just touching your toes, right? It's a physical thing, yes, but it's also our mindset. And right now in the world that we're in, we have to be very flexible, mind and body. So take a moment to just honor where you are, soften and relax into it. Don't forget, we're going to breathe in and out through the nose to send that calming message through to the central nervous system. And then go ahead and bend that right knee, curl the left toes under, squeeze the left knee straight, and walk back around to your straddle stretch. And we're going to be repeating straddle stretch a few times tonight as well and adding on each time. So the toes are slightly angled in, the heels are slightly angled away, the hands are underneath the shoulders, or if you want to, you can walk your hands back in line with your feet and drag yourself a little bit deeper into the stretch. Once again, shake out your head yes and no, so just let all that tension go. This forward fold, this straddle stretch is also great traction for your neck. So the weight of your head just allows your cervical spine to lengthen and release. So just shake it out and let it go. If you'd like to add chest expansion to this, you're going to take your hands and interlace them behind your tailbone, and then the hands come out and over the head. And that just allows you to open up your shoulders and your chest too, but only if it feels good for you. So if this is new for you and you just want to keep your hands supporting underneath your shoulders, that's great. All right, let's go ahead and walk back around to the other side. So left foot, for most of you, probably. And hips are low again. We're going to add on a low lunge. You're going to go ahead and release your right knee down. You're going to point those right toes again. You're going to lift your chest and you're going to bring your hands to your front shoulder. Now, I tilted the camera a little bit too low, so you can't quite see me. Let me tilt this up just a hair. So I want you to think about mountain pose, and that's just good posture. So even in this lunge position, the chest is lifted. The ears, the shoulders, the hips are in one line. You can relax your hands down by your side as if we were standing in mountain pose. And mountain pose just means good posture. So just feel the alignment. You can focus your eyes on one spot. That's going to help you with your balance. Take an inhale as you reach your arms all the way out and up to the sky. Breathe in and reach up. Now, grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. Okay, right wrist with the left hand. And stretch over to your left. And that gets you a little bit deeper into the hip flexor, if you feel that, right here at the top of your thigh. So as you stretch up and over, you create space through the rib cage on the right side. You stretch through the hip flexor, all the way down the right side of the body for one more breath. And then go ahead and bring it back to center, hands on either side of your left foot. And we're going to repeat that runner's lunge, because I know a lot of you have tight hammies right now. So lengthening back, each time we repeat it, hopefully you feel a little bit more open. So again, fingertips plugged in, elbows soft, forehead and nose towards your front knee. This time I want you to think about pulling the belly in more and pulling back more with the tailbone. So pull your hips and your tailbone back, open your chest forward, Breathe deeply through the nose. And as you exhale, you can fold a little bit deeper only if it feels good for you. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and draw it forward. You're going to curl the right toes under. This time, we're going to send the left leg straight up to the sky. So this might be a tricky transition for some of you, but give it a try if you can. You're going to push through your palms and send that front foot straight up to the sky. Just give it a try. And then we're going to go straight into pigeon from there. So the left knee, or the front knee, is going to go ahead and release down towards your wrist. So this is where you can take a modification. If this does not feel good on your knee, then I want you to just go ahead and have a seat for a second. If you're feeling okay in your knee, you can go ahead and bring your forearms down to your mat for your pigeon stretch. If this does not feel good for your knee, then all you've got to do is flip over onto your back and do reclined pigeon, which, by the way, we're going to be doing later on anyway, in a couple more minutes. So otherwise, you're either in reclined pigeon or you're in this forward fold pigeon or half pigeon. So either way, we're breathing in and out through the nose. You can rest your forehead down towards your hands if that feels good. And the deeper you breathe, and the more that you focus on the long, slow exhale, the more you'll send that calming message through your central nervous system. So let's try that. So take a deep breath in. Think about breathing in for 6 counts. Breathe in for 6. And then breathe out for 8. So lengthen out your exhalation so it's longer than your inhale. And that will really send that calming message through to your central nervous system and allow you to just let go even more. Just really soften, release, and surrender into the stretch. Okay. From there, you can go ahead and prop yourself up, curl your back toes under, and step backwards into downward facing dog. And go ahead and pedal it out right and left. Release your knees back down to the mat and rest in child's pose. So just draw your hands backwards towards your heels and just take a little rest in child's pose. Practice that breathing again in and out through the nose to send that message of peace and calm through to the central nervous system. So I often talk about contagious energy, right? A lot of you have heard me talk about this before. Our energy is so contagious to other people, to our animals. And so when we can be calm, we can be present, we can be relaxed, we have that energy to share with other people, and we're also practicing the self-care. I feel like so many people are coming from a depleted cup, and it's really hard to give from a depleted cup, from an empty cup. So just taking the time out to breathe and to relax, you'll have that good calm energy and a full cup, hopefully, to share good energy with others. Let's go ahead and come back up to the hands and knees. And then just step your back foot forward again so we can come back to straddle stretch. So go ahead and walk forward and come back to your straddle stretch. Again, each time you repeat it, you've got 2 more to do. You're going to hopefully feel just a little bit more open. Your hands are under your shoulders. You're going to relax the crown of your head to the mat. Shake it out. Let it go. Again, if you want to add that chest expansion to it by interlacing the fingers behind the tailbone, go ahead and do that as well. One more deep breath in and out through your nose. And then go ahead and release your hands down to your mat. Walk around to your other foot. And release your back knee down to the mat. We're going to come into that low lunge here. So point that back toe. Bring your hands to your front thigh. You can support yourself on the way up. And I forgot to mention, if your knees are sensitive, by the way, you can put a little extra padding, like roll your mat up and put a little extra padding underneath your knee if that feels kind of sensitive to you. If your knees are okay, it's dog walking through the neighborhood right now, so let's see how the calm energy does for the dogs. Hands on your front thigh, lift your chest up and relax your hands down. So again, think of mountain pose. Lift and open the chest, pull the belly in, relax your hands down by your side, take a big sun breath. And then as you reach out over your head, you're going to grab onto your left wrist. I know you can't see my hands here, a little, still just playing with it because we don't have the microphone. You're grabbing onto your left wrist with your right hand. And then you're just gently pulling to your right. So let me see if I can back up a little bit so that you can see a little bit better. And what that does is get you a little bit more open through this hip flexor, through the side ribs, and the whole sideline of the body. The whole side waist. So take one more nice deep breath there in your side lunge. And then you can bring your hands down on either side of your front foot. Take an inhale through the nose, and exhale, pull the tailbone back and straighten the front leg. So as we talked about with that last version of this stretch on the other side, the more you pick the tailbone up and pull the hips back, the more you're going to feel the stretch and the lengthening through your hamstrings. So just give that a try. So pull the tailbone up, open the chest forward, and slide the shoulders back from the ears. Little tiny adjustments can make a big difference, right, Bruno? Bruno has so many fans on Instagram, you guys. He has a whole following. So the other day I posted a video about this class that was actually yesterday. This is a second try, and there was 20,000 views, which was crazy. I think it's all because of Bruno. All right, so we're going to go ahead and come out of this, and we're going to come into that pigeon stretch. So curl your left toes under, squeeze your left knee straight. And again, this is a little bit of a tricky transition if it's new for you, but give it a try. Be adventurous, right? Warriors here. Straighten and reach that right foot straight up to the sky, and then bring that right knee up to your right wrist. So again, if you're having some knee issues, it doesn't feel good on your right knee to put this pressure on it, then flip over onto your back and bring your right ankle over your left knee. I'll show you in just a second. But for everyone else, you can just go ahead and bring your forearms down and settle into whatever position feels really good for you. Okay, if you're doing the other version, which is reclined pigeon, it looks like this. So right ankle over left knee. Okay, whatever feels good for you, that's what you should be doing. And hopefully it all feels good. Even if it's slightly uncomfortable, there's that awareness like, ah, oh, yes, I need to be doing this. I probably should be doing this more. If you're feeling like that, then just know that there's always dozens of videos on the YouTube channel that you can refer to anytime you want. One more big breath into that pigeon pose and see if you can relax even more. So lengthen out your exhale, surrender, and relax into it for one more breath. Curl your left toes under, lift your hips up to the sky, and come into downward facing dog. Push back. And we're breathing in and out through the nose. Take one or two more breaths here in your downward facing dog. Good, and then release your knees down and come into child's pose. Release all the way down with your forehead. And take those nice calm inhales and exhales through your nose. Again, breathing in and out through the nose sends that message of peace and calm to the central nervous system. I can tell you this girl right here, Luna, is high anxiety. And sometimes just sitting with her and breathing with her and just a gentle pet along her back just takes her from that high anxiety state to just like an instant calm. Right, Luna? All right, you can go ahead and come all the way up from child's pose and go ahead and lie down on your back. Now the next thing we're going to do is just an easy reclined pigeon stretch and a hamstring stretch, and then we're going to do one of my favorite poses, which is legs up the wall. We're going to do legs up the side of the house, or maybe legs up the, the porch railing tonight, since we're not inside. So, but starting with knees to chest, so just hugging the thighs to the ribcage, just like this. Give yourself a big hug for showing up tonight. And then just take your right ankle over your left knee. So this is your reclined pigeon. This is a hip opener. You can take your right hand onto your right knee, just gently push your right knee away from your face. That feels good. Or if you want to, you can slide your hands underneath your left thigh. So just be mindful of what you're doing with your neck here. If you have a ponytail, and like I do, maybe move it out of the way and gently draw your chin in towards your chest so the back of your neck feels long and you're pointing your nose straight up to the sky or towards the ceiling. And this is so nice, like just get a different view of the room that you're in, or if you're outside, the clouds in the sky, the birds flying by, and just deepen your breathing. Nature is so healing, so the more that we can be outside, the healthier we can become. I'm going to do a hamstring stretch from here. So the left foot's going to come down to the mat. The right leg's going to come straight up. The hands come right behind your hamstring. Again, just check that your neck is in line with your spine. If you want to from here, go ahead and extend the left leg out straight. If that doesn't feel good on your back, then you can keep the knee bent. Take a deep breath in and out through your nose. Hug your right knee into your chest. Give it a big hug. The more that you can pull that thigh to your rib cage, the deeper the release will be for your back. But be gentle, be gentle. Take your left hand across your right knee. We're going to do a recline twist. So just bring that right knee across the midline of the body. You can extend your right arm out straight and gently press the left hand into the outside of the right knee. That'll give you a little release to your low back. Take a deep breath in and out through your nose. One more breath. And then go ahead and bring it all the way back to center. You can put your right foot flat on your mat. Your knee's already bent, ready to be there. And bring your left ankle over your right knee for recline pigeon on the other side. So you're picking your right foot up from the mat, hands underneath the right thigh. Relax your shoulders, nose pointed up to the sky. Chin a little bit to the chest, which just lengthens out the cervical spine. Take a deep breath in and out through your nose. One more breath. And then go ahead and put the right foot on the mat. Extend your left leg straight up, hands underneath your left hamstring. Again, if your knee is not completely straight here, it doesn't matter. Okay, you're working in that direction. The more you straighten it, the more you'll feel a stretch to the hamstring, but a bend in the knee is totally fine as long as you're feeling a stretch and you're honoring and listening to your body. That's what matters the most. You're here. Just do the best you can. Straighten the right leg. Pull that left knee into your ribcage. Give it a big hug, thigh to chest. And then right hand across the left knee. Spin the left knee across the midline of the body. I like to hook the toes, by the way, behind the bend in the knee. That feels good for me. Do whatever feels good for you. If you take your right hand and just gently press it into the left knee, that will deepen the stretch just a little bit. But again, be gentle. Be gentle. Did you guys know this girl Stella has her own book? She does. It's called Adopting Joy. It is available on Amazon since she's here. I did a book reading at Christmas time last year. Maybe we'll do it again this year. We'll do a live yoga and book reading YouTube live. I like to do them for fundraisers for rescue dogs, so it's kind of fun. Take one more breath. Enjoy your twist. And then bring it all the way back to center. Okay, hug your knees into your chest. I need you to sit up. So if you want to roll to one side and push yourself up, you can do that. Otherwise, just feel free to rock and roll and come up to sitting. So I'm going to move the camera a little bit we'll just do legs of the railing here. I'll show you two different things. So when you do, for those of you who are doing a lot of mileage, whether it's cycling, running, you're doing triathlon, or whatever it is that you're doing, sports, inverting the legs and doing them up a wall, so you're inverted, is great. You can do it with a couch too. It's only a half inversion, but while I'm here first, before I move the camera, I'll show you. It feels really good on your back if it's tight back from, gardening or whatever that you're doing. Just doing this alone. You can do it on your couch with your legs up, or a chair or something like that. So you can do like a half inversion. It's a great way to release your low back. Or if you want to, you can take your yoga mat and scooch it up to a wall. If you don't have a wall, use a chair, or you can just lie flat on your back and just do a shavasana for a few minutes, just straight on your back. But if you do have a wall, or again, this chair railing is a little creative way of doing it, what you do is you scoot yourself as close to the wall or the chair rail as you can, and then you're just going to swing back and bring your legs straight up just like that. Okay? And this isn't quite long enough for my legs, but it works. It's I'm making do with what I have. And then you can just rest your hands on your stomach. So just rest your hands onto your stomach, relax your eyes closed, and just take the next few minutes. So just allow the blood to flow from your feet and from your ankles and calves, down through your knees and your thighs, through your belly and up to your heart. So healing. It's really, really great to restore your legs if you've been doing a lot of mileage. For a lot of you, if your hamstrings are really tight, you may feel a hamstring stretch here too. So if that's the case, you can scooch a little bit further away from the wall. So I want you to just mindfully take a deep, calming, cleansing breath in and out through the nose. So take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. As you exhale, completely relax into the moment. So just for the next few minutes, allow yourself the space and time to recover, to recharge, to feel as if you are restoring your warrior spirit. So willpower, as I always say, is amazing. Willpower is what gets things done. But the opposite of that is chill power, what I call chill power, a word that I just made up. And the chill power factor is equally as important as the willpower, because that is what restores us, recharges us, fills our positive energy cup. And again, as I was talking about earlier, our energy is contagious. So when our energy is restored, we're more able to feel positive and healthy and grounded. And that's equally as important as anything else that we do. So just mindfully bring your awareness back to your breathing, and you, of course, are welcome to stay in this inversion or your Shavasana for a few minutes longer if that serves you the best. Otherwise, you can bend your knees into your chest and slide your feet down your wall or your chair railing or off of your couch or wherever you are. And give yourself another hug. So just pull your knees into your chest. You can rock a little bit from right to left. Massage your low back into your mat. And then again, if you want to just rock and roll forward and back and come up to sitting, or you can roll to one side and push yourself up to sitting. So that is it for tonight. I might have gone a few minutes over. We're at about 32 minutes. So yeah, just about 2 minutes over. So I really appreciate you all being here tonight, especially for those of you who showed up twice. You get bonus points for that. I do take requests. And if there's something specific you need some help with, but on the YouTube channel right now, there's core yoga, there's yoga cross train, there's, balance sequences and warrior flows and all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot on there already, but if there's something not on there that you're really feeling like you need, then feel free to send me a message and I'm happy to do another live soon. So thank you all so much. Thanks, Bill, for being here. It's good to see you guys virtually here. The doggies all say namaste as well. Thank you for your positive energy. Continue to fill your life force energy. Get a good quality sleep tonight. And I honor the warrior within you. So see you guys all again very soon. Have a good night.